which Hello? Is this thing working? It seems to be working. Yay! I still know how to do this stuff. Or at least it looks like I still know. Hiya, everyone. How's everyone doing this fine summery, sort of summery day here at least? It's grey, but still sunny. We like that. We don't like it when it gets too warm. How is everyone been doing? I know I should be going live more often and all that shit, but this summer has been one of lots of way too warm days where I prefer not to stream. Um, I have this issue with very hot weather and not doing all too well with that. And I really mean not doing all too well. As in my blood pressure, not liking it, and all that kind of stuff. So I try to avoid streaming during summery days because headsets just get way too warm, and then yeah, I don't like it, and I doubt you guys would enjoy it either. I've done one stream a couple of weeks ago with two new games that just came out, just to show them off and everything, because they were actually kind of cool games. Well, one of them was, the other one, not so much, unfortunately. But when you get a key, you kind of do want to create some content at least to see what it is about and hopefully let people enjoy something new, something fun, because you never know. So, yeah, Izzy is back. It feels weird to say that, and I hope I can keep it up this time around again. Lots of stuff happening in the next couple of weeks. Gotta go back to school as of half September. Well, mostly internship to get my diploma so I can actually start working in the healthcare field, working with people with disabilities, which is what I've been working on and towards for the past couple of years. And I really hope I'm going to get it and I'm going to get where I want to get and get the job I want to get and maybe combine that still with gaming and all that stuff. But we'll take it step by step and start with just getting that diploma and getting in somewhere with a job. Because honestly, I'm starting to miss working just a job instead of being home all day. Don't get me wrong, being home all day can be a lot of fun, but after a while, you do start missing going out there and meeting people and actually earning your living. So, yeah, but for today, as you may or may not know, I'm a pretty avid Dreamlight Valley player. I've played since the first week of early access, or however they called it back then. Um, and although I usually don't play games like this, like I really don't, I tend not to be for the whole decorating and building your valley and all that kind of shit. But when you could throw a little bit of Disney color on there, Disney magic, apparently that's all it takes to have me pour hours and hours and hours into this game. Because that's what happened. I've streamed it here and there in the past when there were new updates, showing you guys some of the story, all that stuff, but I've never really shown you guys how I do my decorating. And I recently was actually asked by somebody I know um, how I do it. Or rather said, I was like, would somebody be interested in seeing how I do it? And they were like, yes, yes, we'd love to see you actually decorate things and see how you go about that. So I guess that's a good way to try and start streaming again with a game I love and doing something I kind of started loving doing. But let's see. Let me. Maybe I should also share my screen so you guys can see actually what I'm babbling on about. There we go. Hi, it's me, Izzy. Now you have a face with the rambling voice that you just heard. And there is my lovely character in Dreamlight Valley, just sitting casually on her couch in her very not decorated house. Because I may have decorated most of my main valley by now. My house itself is a bit bland. I really need to do something about that. But for those who do play Disney Dreamlight Valley, you may know that this week they did a new update where they added no, last week, I'm sorry, it was last week, where they added a whole new realm for Inside Out. So we got Joy and Sadness to join us in our valleys now. But we also got this new star path called the Retro Road Trip, which my outfit comes from because I absolutely adore anything retro 50s style clothing. Um, so when I saw this star path coming, I was like, okay, I need this stuff because for quite a while now, I've had this house skin that you can also place separately in a biome if you want to, of Flo's Diner from Cars. And I absolutely adore it. But I never could decorate it because I really wanted to make it this 50s style diner. And now with the Star Path, so the Retro Road Trip Star Path, we actually got rewards that will make it possible for me to actually make it into a diner with red stuff. I actually unlocked today the green stuff so I can actually do what I really want to do. So I have an area designated already where Flo is already placed with her cafe. We don't have her in the game yet. I really do kind of hope that at some point they will. So Flo's cafe is already set together with some gas pumps because, of course, I mean, it is Cars. But I'm hoping today to decorate the inside of Flo's Diner. Outside there, we're going to do the drive-in, but for that, I still want to unlock this one. But they recently changed the star path with this update, giving us routine duties, which unlock once a week, 3 of them. Even if you have premium, you still need to wait every time for the new ones to unlock. So yeah, that's going to be annoying. We also know that there is the Cozy Cone Motel. I heard today from somebody that's going to cost me 300 of these pretty little ice cones. So that's going to take me a while to actually get that one. But I already have an idea.
Thank you, my friend.
Oh, wait. Who did that? Well, hello there, Faye. You startled me. Hi. Now you have a face with the annoying Izzy that rambles on the Discord from time to time. So yeah, the Cozy Cone Motel won't be added to my luxury decorating just yet. We'll need to wait a couple of weeks more before I can finally unlock it, and I know there's people that don't have tons of time to finish their star path in like 2 days, like I do. And I understand wanting to make it slightly easier for some people that have less time and everything. But the way they went about it with these routine duties, I'm not a fan. Because I do like to just be able to do everything, get everything, and then start decorating. And now I actually have to wait because they time gated some shit. And lurking is always appreciated as well. You do tend to stream quite early, so I figure we're in a different time zone, potentially. For me, it's almost 8 o'clock in the evening, so it's not that late yet. But yeah. So yeah. For those who do not know Dreamlight Valley, and I doubt there isn't anybody here that doesn't know it, it is very much a Animal Crossing type game where you have characters you can become friends with, in this case Disney characters, and you have a whole valley to decorate, plus 2 DLCs if you have both DLCs, which of course I have because I just love and absolutely adore this game. And I'm scared to admit I got 1,408 hours in this game already since the first week of early access. So maybe a bit much. Although World of Warcraft still has its beat, but you know. That is quite a bit of hours. So yeah, I have been quite busy in all those hours with decorating a whole bunch of stuff, and like, you know, Forgotten Lands is still my very, very much my home because I do like the scary and the spooky, so of course we have the scary and the spooky stuff around here from Nightmare Before Christmas. Like the mobile from the mayor. We've got Jack and Sally's house over here, which is just absolutely adorable, but camera issues, of course, because of all my decorating. The tree is in the way! I need to find a way of better decorating so I can actually show things. The only thing non-scary here is Fairy Godmother, because she, well, she's not scary. I mean, we can't call her scary, can we? But she has been in the game since day one. We just couldn't get into the room until a certain update where she actually got added. And I've always just liked having her here. It fits. So I gave her her little pumpkin patch, including the Cinderella carriage, because of course that needs to be in a pumpkin patch. Can't do anything with the carriage, unfortunately. Have a little haunted gazebo. I am thinking about potentially redoing this area at some point, but I don't have the inspiration yet. That's usually how I do most of my decorating. Once inspiration hits me, that's when I go all out, and I can spend hours and hours on that. Just, okay, how can I do this? So, for instance, Sunlit Plateau, which had Scar already in it, very much gave me these Lion King feels. So that's also what I went for. I just put Simba and Nala, Pumbaa, and Timon, their house, right over here as well, in the little area that's a bit more savannah-like, so not too many trees. And we have our little hyena buddies over here as well, looking all spooky. But then, as those that know Lion King, you also have the jungle where Timon and Pumbaa live, so I tried to sort of emulate that here. These are some of the earliest decorating I did, so I may change them at some point, depending on stuff that the game will add. And I must say, Gameloft so far has really pleasantly surprised me with everything they added, because it keeps being kept alive by them. They do regular updates when it comes to bug fixes, although there are some bugs that have been around for quite a while. Unfortunately, still hoping they will fix them at some point. But I also know from the devs that I know that fixing a bug can seem simple, but it's not always the case. So, leaving the Sunlit Plaza, Sunlit Plateau, we come to the plaza, which is the first area you unlock when you play the game, which has the castle, because of course it's Disney. There needs to be a castle. But I decided it's a plaza, so there should be houses. So we have Remy from Ratatouille that's living right over here in this little fancy house. Who's talking? Oh, he is actually talking. Hi, Remy. With across from him, from Monsters University, actually, this building is this building. I believe it's Mike and Sully's apartment. So that's where they live, together with a house from Monsters Inc. right next to it, which I actually decorated on the inside as well. Because this is just a simple house skin, and for some reason, I don't decorate my own house, because my own house, there's 3 rooms with storage, and there is 14 floors of almost nothing. But when it comes to houses like this that I actually place in my valley, I can show you guys. I actually do try to decorate these, because it's less rooms. So I guess it's less scary or something. So this main room still needs some work. But for instance, seeing it's Monsters Inc., I had to go with Monsters Inc. theming. So I made it into a little dorm room for our monsters, where you can lounge about on the bed if we want. But yeah, there's the beds for the boys, and then we have a computer, a TV, and they each have their bath, and of course a toilet, because I'm pretty sure there's guys living here, because that was a snotty gift you get for one of the quests. It's kind of funny. Well, I decided this would be the perfect place to place it, and that reminds me, there is something missing here. I mean, it's a dorm room, right? So there should be a pile of socks somewhere. Let's just turn them slightly. There we go. I tend to do stuff like this from time to time because, well, I just noticed something's missing, and I remember I have something that could go there, so I just put it down. So we have that room, then we have the living room of a dorm house. It's way too clean, I know, but there isn't too much stuff in the game yet to make it all dirty. I do think at some point I may have to put the coffee machine, not on the ground, but on some kind of side table, but I haven't decided which one just yet. Like I said, I sometimes just, depending on items we get in the Moonstone store or just from Scrooge, new things that get added with new characters, I just base what I do on that. So yeah, they've got a piano. I don't know if they ever play on it, but they have one. A little sink with some very adorable coffee mugs. They have their little TV with a very, very weird chair, which apparently we should be able to be sitting on. But the game decides not today. Okay. Probably because it's too close to the table. There is some glitchiness going on here and there with that kind of stuff. And we have our little sushi parlor where we eat monster bits. So of course there's eyes and stuff on the table. Also still kind of find it funny that it's an octopus making the sushi. And then on some of the pieces of sushi, there's pieces of octopus. I'm not sure if that's logical. He's basically making people eat himself. And game has been getting slow with loading lately, but then again, I have done a lot of decorating, so there's a lot for the game to load in. So yeah, on the other side we have Scrooge, we have Daisy with her little boutique, we've got some stalls from some of the characters where I can buy tea leaves and gems, sorry. And we have, of course, Chez Remy, because we do need a restaurant. And who better than Remy to give our little restaurant? I put a little table here for my little beasties. Sometimes you will actually see them sitting at the table eating, which is absolutely adorable. Currently have my little rainbow fox out here, my real fox. My very, very, very sweet looking crocodile. And I do believe, yeah, the popcorn squirrel is around here as well. Leaving his little trail of popcorn. I love the critters in the game. They recently made it so that we can actually level them as well, which is really, really cool. So yeah, my plaza. Really liking which direction I went with it. Was kind of sad, pissed off last week on the game because items have been randomly disappearing. So some of my trees were gone here. My gazebos have randomly been disappearing in the past couple of days as well, which is so stupid. So one disappears, place it back, next day another one is gone. And I had that 3 days in a row, and this third day I actually had two doing that to me, so that was a bit annoying. We've got the wonderful casita from Encanto, where all the doors and stuff can also flap open and close, which is pretty cool as a little effect that they put on the house. So I decided, well, big family, so big family dinner table with some buñuelos and other typical South American food thingies on it. And we got this little thing with the fabrics from Encanto as well in the store, so I decided to make a little sewing area outside. Because I swear this place never gets rain. It really doesn't. I do find it odd that Casita is not moving the windows, because normally they are. But yeah, this is the forest of Valor, so of course lots of trees that I placed down myself. I went with the pathing that has leaves all over the place. Still need to redo the path here a little bit because we now have diagonal pathing as well. So I might want to change some things up a little bit to make it more like look like there's curves in it instead of just angles. But we'll see about that. I decided to put Peter Pan here with Nana's house as well. And a little special version of one of the wishing wells. which is also Peter Pan inspired, so of course it's nearby. And this is also where I have my farm. Usually it's all pumpkins, because pumpkins is one of the best ways in this game to get gold and to get lots of it. But currently one of the fields is being used for other materials because I'm filling up my inventories again, all my chests. In my house, my whole storage system is being filled up again because I recently changed it around completely. So half of my chests are empty now again. I made a little farm with a little farmer's market in the middle. And then, of course, Wally has his farm here as well, which, since this update, we can actually have in all 3 biomes. So it gives us different plants in each not biomes, 3 different areas. So the main game and the 2 DLCs. So it also gives me crops from the DLCs now in those areas. Hello there, Alice. I was really happy when they added her to the game, because she is my absolute favorite Disney character. So in the forest, we of course had to place Mr. Mull in his little tower. No, my camera is not gonna properly show it because of all the trees around it. My bad. And seeing he is a wizard and he's a bit messy, or at least that's what he is to me. There's a mess of books all around with a little telescope as well, a little table for him to ride on. And we have Elsa's cave over here. And one of my favorite spots in here is my little cozy area here. Even though my main house is in the Forgotten Lands, so in the scary area, I did decide that this little witch's house, which, can I show it a bit better? Not really, because the trees are in the way, unfortunately. It's a little witchy house that I really, really like. So I wanted to make a little area around it, as if there is indeed a witch or something living here. So there's lots of glowy mushrooms and big flowers and other mushrooms. And I placed a little greenhouse, which can give me flower as well. 20 flowers every hour or so, if I remember correctly. So it's a nice way to get some flowers. And seeing as a witch, you also do need maybe some lemons or something in your potions. They are right there in the garden. I had thought about trying to get a herb garden going here, but right now the game will not allow you to do that. So that's not going to happen. It's also one of the few houses I actually decorated on the inside. So I went for this celestial stuff that we get while leveling your main character, so your own character in the game. You get this whole bunch of celestial things, which is gorgeous. So I decided to put that in the main area, so the entrance with little font of light and everything. But this was one of the first times there. It was like I decorated something and I'm like, okay, now we're starting to get the hang of this, and since then I've been doing a lot of it. So as I said, witches, they make potions and everything, so they need a little bit of a herb thing. I am gonna hope that at some point they're gonna allow us to do like a glass ceiling or something. I did see that we can change the colors of our ceilings now. So I'm hoping that's something I can do in the future, to make it look even more like a greenhouse. But for now, all the different tables with plants on it, the gorgeous Madame Mim windows, flowers everywhere. I did the best with what I got and what the game gives you. But it has been fun for me as well to just see how much I've grown when it comes to decorating stuff. Because if I then look at this one, this is definitely not a room that's done yet. It's a little bedroom area, and I'm still planning on doing something better with it. But for now, I just didn't feel like I had the right materials yet. So, who knows, in the future, I may be changing that up a little. But if you're doing magic, you also need to read a lot. So we have our own little library in here as well, with lots of books. little nooks to sit in. To kind of said you can't sit on this one. You can't sit on this chair normally. But yeah, still very much one of my favorite rooms that I did. And at some point, that bedroom will get done. But for now, I just need the inspiration for it. Like I said, this is not a game I usually play, so the fact I've got this many hours and I've already done this much decorating surprises me very, very much. But I also look forward every time there's new updates to adding more. Hi, Vanellope. So, Frosted Heights, I was like, okay, of course, Frozen is going to go in there, so the other side of this area is Frozen. But while a lot of people were struggling with where should I place Vanellope's house, so that's this pink candy, well, a lot of people call it a monstrosity. For me, my first instincts were like, frosting on cake and everything, so Frosted Heights. And that's what I did. And of course, seeing she likes to race, and we have this little path that looks like it's made out of candy, like the roads in Wreck-It Ralph. And then with the first DLC, we got this amazing little starting line for a race. So start on this side, finish on the other side. And I instantly knew what I was going to do. I'm going to build a little racetrack for her car. You can't really race it, but you can walk around it. And as you can see here, I've already started using the diagonal paths, because this looked horrible before. It's still not perfect, but we're getting there. And every update they do, I'm kind of hoping they're going to let us do curves. And once they do, I can just redo this whole path and we'll be happy. And like I said, Frosted Heights, so the other side is Frozen. We have a little Sven over here. Isn't he absolutely adorable? We have our little little hot tub. You got a table with a fireplace thing. We've got Anna's house where she lives together with Kristoff. And behind her, at their house, we have the stones of the elements from Frozen 2. And a statue of Anna made out of ice, because I needed to place it somewhere. The Arendelle fountain that is frozen. I have a little picnic here in case somebody wants to, picnic in the freezing cold, because that's definitely something people do. Right? And Kristoff has his own little stall, so I put his sled next to it. This area used to be my Christmas area. But that one actually moved to floating islands once they added those. Because I love the floating islands. I just need the inspiration to do all of them. I can show you that later as well if you guys want. So feel free to let me know in chat if you want to see the floating islands as well. We still have 3 biomes to go here. And if there's something you want to see up close or whatever, just let me know as well. Because I know I'm going through a bit quickly. So, remember how I was talking about my gazebos disappearing all the time? Right here, at the end of this pathway, there was a gazebo as well. And the annoying part is that last few ones just completely disappeared out of my inventory. It looks like this one may not have done that. So that is kind of good, I guess. And this time it was just a gazebo. There was nothing in it, so it's not too horrible. It's just a bit annoying. Because for 2 of my other gazebos, I actually had a table in them set up. And the table was still there with the chairs and everything on top of the table. It was just the gazebo around it. It was completely gone. But apparently this gazebo also decided to disappear. Damn it, Gameloft, fix your game. But yeah, we're on the beach right now, so of course anything Little Mermaid had to go here. So I have this little stage area where Ariel can sing to her heart's content and people can come to listen to her Ursula is living over there in her creepy, creepy cave. I know I can't walk over to it because I put it too far in the water. I did the same thing actually with Ariel, her house. But if you actually find the characters in game, you can just talk to them and ask them, hey, can we go to your house? And you get put inside their houses. So it's not that big of a deal. If you can't find them because they're, for instance, at home, you just go furniture mode, move the house closer to the beach, go inside, do your thing, come out again, go back into furniture mode, put it back where it was before. So it's not that big of a deal for me, at least, that they're that far away. Decided to put like some coral as if there's actually a walkway up to the front door, but yeah, as you can see, I'm not allowed to go any further. Slightly annoying. Right across from Ariel, of course, her lovely, lovely prince lives in his house. And Max, his dog, has his little doggy house next to it. Max is the first companion pet that actually can roam around freely anywhere he wants in the game. So whether that be base game, first DLC, second DLC, doesn't matter. You can come across him wherever. And since last update, you can also assign him to Prince Eric, just like you can assign Dinah, so Alice, her cat, to Alice. You can assign Pua and Hey Hey to Maui or Moana. So the pets that go with a certain character, you can assign them actually to said character, which is a pretty cool idea. Means you also have more companions just roaming around. Like I have Carpet following Aladdin all over the place, which is kind of funny to see, to be fair. I also have a feeling one of my trees over here disappeared, but I'll fix that later. So this house I've not done anything with. It's also a skin I can use for my main house, but I like my little creepy castle I live in right now. So this one went onto the beach because it is kind of for this area. And then if you go around the corner, you come into a little Lilo and Stitch inspired area. So we got their house from the animated series. I still need to decorate the inside. I have a whole bunch of the items that should go in. So I'm not going to make it like one-on-one with the house in the game, in the movie, but I will definitely try and put some stuff in there that is similar, just because it's fun to see if I can. And I also put some canoe, because we can't do a surf club, we can do a canoe club, so there's canoes everywhere. Until I find something better for that as well. Skull Rock is over there, has been there since day one, and with the Peter Pan update about 3 months ago, we finally actually got to go inside, which was really nice. It's pretty nice inside, but it's the same for everyone. You can't really do anything with it yourself. Once you do the quests, you don't really go back there, which is kind of sad. We have a few caves like that in the game that so far have not had a secondary purpose. So I hope they're gonna fix that at some point. Actual house for where Stitch lives is this little thing. I do believe in the movie that's like on top of their house at the end. But yeah, as you see here, that's the house from basically the start of the game, of the movie. To have Stitch's house here. I do believe... Did I put it? Wait, where did I... Oh, it's over here. His spaceship is over here. You know, the red cop car that he took, because of course he took the red one. And here I put little beach towels and umbrellas next to it with some surfer stuff. And then the other characters that are very closely related to the beach are Maui and Moana, so they also got their little corner here. This area is a bit crowded, so depending on future updates, I might take some of them out of here and place them somewhere else, just to make it slightly feel less cramped than it does right now. But I'm not unsatisfied with my decorating here, which is very much a surprise to me still. Because again, I usually don't do this stuff. Sims and all the likes, I never enjoyed. Even Animal Crossing, I was like, nope, not for me. Okay, my pot somehow got destroyed. Fix that real quick. My gazebo is still there though, so that's something. But yeah, with this game, it's been very different, and I guess that's mainly because it's a Disney skin that's over here. So, this whole area is Peaceful Meadows. I turned basically into Toontown, so you have Minnie and Mickey living here. Their own little house with Figaro. Minnie, her cat, is in the game as well. So I assigned him to Minnie, and this is his little cat house, which I can also assign him to, so he would be walking around here. But I figured, why not just assign him to Minnie, so she can have her little companion with her wherever she goes. Now we have this pink house, which is Daisy's, so I put some pink everywhere. I need to put my flowers back, but my turtles, no, not my turtles, some other companions that grab flowers keep grabbing them up, so I removed them. But I noticed that with last update they fixed that. So if you place something that is decorational, your pets will no longer pick them up, which is really, really good. So she has a little garden as well. Donald's house is a boat, so of course I had to put him in a little pond, so he's not going anywhere anymore. He's not allowed. He's just gonna stay there. And this is Goofy's house, who has a little garden with a barbecue ready to go, so if anybody ever wants to hit Goofy up for a barbecue, they're more than welcome to do so. And then, not a house that anybody can live in or anything, but I do really like it. It's the Toontown Fire Department house. It's straight out of Disneyland in the US, where they actually have a Toontown in Disney parks. And there they have this big fire department house, which is all cartoony with like rockets coming out of the side, like you can see here. The fireworks store that is literally against the fire department, which makes kind of sense because if fire breaks out there, at least help is right away there. And this truck, it's decorational, but it's also one that can be found in Disney actually. So it's really cool to see little details like that, and the lamps as well. To find little details like that in this game. We have this little gorgeous fountain of Mickey and Minnie dancing together. This is one of the better fountains because the water is actually flowing, whereas there's quite a few where that's not really the case. You see like splotches as if water is landing, but there's no spray of water actually going there. And also very true to the Disney parks are these little fences. So K'NEX is what we called them. I'm pretty sure that's what they called in English as well. In the Disney parks, in the Toy Story part of the parks, they have these big structures made out of toy parts, including these K'NEX fences around certain things. So seeing them back in the game was really cool for me. Also the stacks of blocks, which you can also find in the movie. We have the little blanket fort. We have Woody's house, which for some reason is a carousel. I'm not sure why. The RV I do remember from the Toy Story movies, so it does make sense that one of them at least is living in, and in this case that's Buzz, who is also his little spaceship out there with the claw. I'm missing the claw. I have it in a different part of my of my valley. It's on one of my floating islands. I've got more of the Toy Story stuff because of the Toy Story ride that's in the game as well. And Main Valley, last little place to show off is Tiana's little bayou area, and also Tangled can be found here. So this was also one of my gazebos that disappeared, but here the tables actually stay put, which was so weird. I was like, why is there a table with 2 chairs? Wait, where did my gazebo go? Which I must say is a gorgeous one at that, so that one being gone really pissed me off. We got Tiana's house and, of course, Tiana's palace. So her restaurant is in the game, which is really good. Quickly grab some food. Yes, I know it's not healthy to only eat candy, but it's one of the easier foods to get, which can give you quite a bit of energy. If you ever want to visit my valley, you can always poke me, because you can actually visit each other's valleys, just the base game, which is kind of sad. Because I made this amazing little maze in the second DLC, but it cannot take anybody there, which is really sad. And if you ever do visit here, there's little frogs like this guy hidden all over this place because I just found it funny to place them. Little tiny details like that. I found some fun in doing that. I did it in the Bind, which is an area from the second DLC as well. There I hid little hermit crabs in certain places because they have these little sorcerer's heads and they're absolutely adorable. So when I first saw them, I knew I had to use them in my decorating. And that's what we did. So the big tree in the middle here, which we can't move, is Mother Gothel's house. And then later on they added Flynn Rider, who has his little house now right over here. And Rapunzel has her tower here with, of course, a lot of floating lanterns and stuff. Because I just felt like I had to add those to her. And then we have the Ugly Duckling, which is the inn in the movie where she meets all the ruffians. So, of course, there has to be an outhouse. And this one was the actual first building that actually started decorating it themed after something. So here I really went into, okay, what do we have of the Ugly Duckling? Or Rapunzel, or at least that style. And this is what came out of it. So we have our little main inn room. I might want to put some more table in at some point, but I'm not sure yet. I do like having some free space to walk around. So I have the main part of the inn. And we have some rooms off the side of it. Probably also still need to add some stuff. They recently allowed us to make the rooms bigger. So I already did that. I just haven't messed with the interiors yet. Like, add more furniture to it, which I really should. So you have like 2 rooms with some beds and things for people that want to stay at the inn. They can actually do so. And I also went full on Rapunzel on one of them because I can't decorate her tower, so I had to do something. So this is what it became. So we have the little bed with the flower on the nightstand, and of course a statue of Flynn, because who doesn't love him? One of my favorite outfits in the whole game. It's a Rapunzel-inspired dress, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I may want to see with a friend of mine if we can turn that one into an actual pattern, so I can actually wear it for real for myself. Because I really do like that dress. I would just need to find an excuse why I would wear it. And so we have a little crafting table that is Rapunzel styled as well. We have the giant flower, which is just absolutely gorgeous. With some seating and a little fireplace with her painting above it. Which is just really nice that there is a lot of little touches from either the movies or the actual parks that they've put into the game. So that if you're walking around and you are a big Disney fan like I am, and have been to some of the parks, you will start recognizing some of the items you're getting. It's like, hey, I know this from the park, or this is literally the same as we had in the movie. Like, and it's really cool that they've tried to stay that close to the actual source material. So I do believe that's all the biomes in the main game that I've shown you real quick. So what I can show you guys as well, I did speak about my little theme park, so actually let's go there for a real quick minute. The valley is at the moment the only place that I've fully decorated. And I've now started on the first DLC, decorating more and more areas there. But yeah, so a couple of updates ago, they added these things called floating islands. It was end of last year, just before Christmas and everything. Which are just basically big blank slates. And they're pretty big. Which you can do with whatever you want. So you can place houses here from characters. You can place house skins that are normally for player housing. They have added now some water set, which is called the Neverland Water Kit. So you can actually make your own lakes and rivers now, which is really cool as well. I've not used that here because I have way too much in stuff that is inspired by the Disney parks and not just inspired. It is actually Disney park. So main Disney park entrance looks very similar to this, of course, lots and lots bigger. But I believe that's the one in California that has an entrance like that. There is the classic Walt and Mickey statue, which is very similar to. We have the Haunted Mansion from, I believe, California. Could be Florida as well. It's been ages since I've been in Florida. I was 7 years old, so I don't remember everything. I know it's not the one in Paris because I've seen that one 2 years ago, so not that long ago. But it's really cool to see this one. I actually have been planning on doing some switcheroo here because Halloween is coming and you can actually change the house skins. And there is a house skin for this one, which is the Nightmare Before Christmas Haunted Mansion. But then I need to redo the interior, so I haven't gotten to that just yet. Made a little graveyard next to it, just because I can. We have like the little popcorn buckets from the park. We've got balloons and the pretzel stand. A lot of these are really things you can find in the park, which is so unbelievably cool. All the rides can also be turned on, and if you use your camera, you can actually get in. I'm not currently gonna do that because I have no clue. For me, some of these, if I'm in first person, they have gotten me a tiny bit seasick. So I don't want to risk making people that are watching this seasick. We have our little Tower of Terror, which if I turn it on, you can see the doors opening and then the elevator falling down. It's tiny little details like that, especially having, for instance, the Dumbo ride. Okay, there's more Dumbos in the real one because it's bigger, but I've actually been in that one. I've ridden that ride as a kid, so it's really cool to see it in the game now. The giant wheel here. I haven't, because that's, as far as I know, that one only exists in the California park. We have Alice's Curious Labyrinth, because that one is something they have in the parks. This is not the labyrinth. I actually have what I can. This one I can let people go through, but this one is fairly easy and short. And it has the teacups in there because I was running out of space. Else there would have been the Queen of Hearts palace in here. But I thought this was a kind of fitting as well. So there's the fountains, there's the Cheshire, there is somewhere in here, I don't remember where I placed him. I think somewhere down this way. We have the blue caterpillar as well. I do notice I really need to redo some of this because I haven't placed all my walls properly. But yeah, all the rides here are actual rides that are in the parks. The castle, of course, each park has its own. This one is the Florida one, if I remember correctly. I put the water tower behind it because, I mean, we had to have the water tower, right? I just noticed it might be backwards, though. Or there's no text on this one. Okay, then it's perfectly fine. We have our little topiary of Figment, a character a lot of people do not know about, sadly. We have the actual waste baskets and the benches from the actual parks. It's just the attention to detail for some of these things is insane, if you ask me. Let's put that one on as well and make my PC work slightly harder. We got our Stitch popcorn bucket. Which we can open, and then we can see there's actual popcorn in it, which is pretty cool. So we have the camels and the tapestries going around there. We got another popcorn bucket over here of Cinderella in her carriage. Yet one over there of Figment. So in case people do not know who Figment is a purple dragon. And he was born from the spark of imagination. There used to be a TV show with him and Walt in the very, very, very early years of Disney. As I said, there's the Knicks again. There's these little statues that you can actually also find physically in Disney in the parks, which is really cool. The popsicle chairs, the trash cans. Those are all little. They're little details, but they're details that exist for real in the Disney parks. So I'm really happy to see that they've tried to do a lot of those for here. And when I said the claw, he is actually here. Can't see the claw though, but there is all the little aliens inside of it. You have a little alien ride, and we have Slinky the doggo, which is also an actual ride in the park, which is very similar to this one. So it's really cool to see how they've gotten those elements and just put them in the game for everybody that wants them. Phew, well, if we've shown that one, we can just as well show this one. These are the only two I've done so far. I've got all of them unlocked. These are the only two I've decorated. This one was actually not a rush job, but it was like, this needs to be done by Christmas. Because I've got a group of friends who started playing partially because of me. Sorry, girls. I know them through World of Warcraft. Some of them also do play some cozy games. And when they saw some of the Disney stuff that I was posting because somebody else asked about it, they started playing as well. So me and one of my other friends, we decided to do this little Christmas gift giving in game. So we made some. Well, we gathered a whole bunch of materials and we gave that to them on this island. So I wanted the island to be nicely decorated as well for the season. So there's lots of lights and Christmas trees, and there's a little stand where you can get gingerbread man and cookies and that kind of stuff. There's a cocoa stand. We have one here also with the gingerbread house. We got the Christmas tree, of course, with behind it the same Disney castle as in the park, floating island, but then with the Christmas lights on it, with the fountain and everything. Most of the items here come from past Christmas star pads. And I'm really happy how a lot of these things turned out, because it's taken me quite a bit of time to get everything the way I wanted. And I've been messing with fences and no fences. And yeah, in the end, I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. We have a little ice rink at our bench here you can sit in, and then it snows on you. She's not wearing the clothes that she should be wearing for here. I should maybe... Oh no, I can't place a mannequin here, unfortunately. Still need to do part of the inside of the castle here. But I do have one room decorated in there. It used to be a room in my main house, but it felt more correct to put it here. So one of the star paths was all about this frosted stuff. So ice sculptures and things, so I made one corner just based off of that. You have like a little orchestra of snowmen playing the piano and the harp. And here we have the Mad Hatter standing in the snow form. Oh, right, that one still needed to be removed. You have tables here all set for Christmas dinner. Can unfortunately only invite 3 other players, else we could have a Disney, a Dreamlight Valley Christmas party with everyone here and just sit at the table and pretend we're eating and stuff. By the lack of reindeer or something, I put the Christmas goats in front of the sleds over here and over there just because it looked funny. And a Mad Hatter snowman we got last year, of course, had to go here as well. So yeah, these are actually areas I can show to people for real, as in when they come visit me, they can come join me. But the Eternity Island and Storybook Vale stuff, we can't, which is really, really sad. Really stupid. I get that they don't want us, giving out materials that other people should not have access to. But I do believe it should be possible to, how should I say it? I think it should be possible to have people that both have the DLC, they can visit each other DLC's areas without restrictions. Because right now I've got friends that got all the DLCs, but we just can't help each other out in those DLC areas with gathering or just walk around each other's areas to see how we have decorated those. And I do believe that's kind of sad. So, the two DLC areas. 1 minute. I have very little decorated there. But I'm planning to change that in the coming weeks. And one of those things is going to be done today. Or at least part of it. So I can show you some of the things that I did already do in the first DLCs and in the second DLC, but don't expect everything to be done just yet. So, so as I said, there's a lot of here that I haven't done anything with yet. Here I've just started, I placed a house and a tent. And the rest I have no clue yet what I'm going to do. This was one of the first areas I did here. I partially did this for a Dream Snap where it was all about exploring and adventuring in ruins. So I decided, okay, so we have this ruin over there and the building over there. So this little area I wanted to turn into the ruins of a little house or something. So there is little pieces of wall here and there. There is the idea of having been rooms here. And this pathway is actually one of the first ones I was sort of proud of having done, because it just really looks cool. It may have been all like this at some point, but it no longer is. I have a little room where an explorer would be, gathering things and keeping them here while exploring the rest of the ruins. Like a little base camp for explorers. But that and one tiny other thing is literally the only thing I've done in this area. I've been a bit lazy with the DLCs, let's just put it that way. Here, yeah, there's Scrooge and thingy, but that's it. Here I've done a little bit decorating, little orchards with fruits, a little Greek-inspired pavilion with a lovely statue of Phil, a little marble bench, and I'm thinking about moving these to the second DLC now. But I did decorate the area around my little house. We have my little house here, so if I log off here, the game will actually put me in front of this house. This is considered my main house in the first DLC. The entire inside is exactly the same as the inside of my main house in the base game. So here there's also a little garden with a little fountain and lots of glowing plants. These are my favorite plants in the game so far. They're so pretty, especially at night. That's kind of one of the few things I decorated here. I sort of started the small area here as well because I placed Remy's restaurant here. And I moved Tiana's here as well this week, seeing now we can place it in every DLC. But I'm not convinced about hers yet. So I'm just leaving it there, seeing how I feel about it. And I may change it at a later date. The same thing goes here. I placed Inside Out headquarters over there. Oswald for now has moved here because the area where he was is getting taken over by retro road trip things. So yeah, here I've literally done nothing. Here as well, I've done nothing. Here, however, I've made it all Mulan area. She's living here all on her own in a gorgeous house behind this gorgeous wall. And she has this whole area to herself. This biome just very much to me was like, yep, this would work with the coloring of her house and everything. So that's what we did. A little training camp for her and her soldiers if they ever get added. And another house I still very much need to decorate on the inside, but I don't have inspiration for yet. With a little Zen garden and a gong behind it. A lot of these areas are constantly changing because I just get new inspirations. Same with this one. This one was recently done after a star path. Star paths for me are perfect moments to redo areas because we get new stuff around a certain theme, and we had one which was Neverland inspired, so fairies. And I still needed to do something with this Tinkerbell house that we got, which is very pretty, which is an archway you can normally walk underneath. But Izzy being Izzy, she put stuff underneath so you can't anymore. So for now, Disney fairies, even though they're not in the game yet, they're living here with their mushrooms and their fairy-like trees and colors. It's very colorful, very purple and blue, which are very much my colors. Like I said, Oswald for now is moving here with his little red carpet. He used to be in a different area, which is the area where we're now going to do the drive-in and everything based off of the Retro Star path. This little area has Wally living in it, together with his love, Eve. We've had Wally from the start, and then the first DLC came with Eve, and I knew I had to put them together. Seeing he kind of lives in a wasteland, this area just seemed perfect. It's got his little garden here now as well. And that's mainly how I decide where I place characters, like, okay, which type of biome would fit them. And then I start just trying stuff out in that biome until I get something that I like. We got a lot of like Aladdin market stuff, like this Arabian market things, which I really liked. So I had a market on the beach here with like this stall with the books in it. I believe this one came from there as well. And definitely that one. With the vinyls, I didn't have anything yet to put there, so for now, those will do. And I have a little sewing one somewhere over there as well. I had to decorate inside of these all myself, because they're empty when you get them, most of these. So I've made myself a little marketplace here with the stalls of all the characters, with a little tea corner. You can buy jugs and baskets, you can buy some veggies, some meats, some prep meals. And here we have a little corner where you can buy stuff that is being sewn right on the spot. And some more fruits to be spot. So yeah, most of this I just put down the houses or the stalls or things like that. And then I start adding roads in between, and then I start adding the trees and everything. Because I've noticed that if I do it the other way around, like first the roads, I'm gonna re-put my roads like 40 times anyways. So I stop watering with the roads until somewhere toward the end. And the same with the plants, because the moment you move your roads, you have to move your plants that are next to it. So it's kind of pointless to do that in advance. And then it goes into this little area where Aladdin and Jasmine live in their little tower, fully walled with Agrabah walls. A little fountain, a little swing. And the only other two areas I sort of decorated are this little picnic area in the oasis. And the first gazebo that had disappeared is right over here. But it's still here, so that makes for a very happy Izzy. But these areas are all still like, not sure if I like them, so they may still change at some point. But main area for decorating right now is this whole area over here. Let me take an aerial view. So this is what I've already done. Quick preparation this weekend in anticipation of being able to unlock some more furniture stuff. So Flo's either with some asphalt around it with the gas bombs. Oswald's car is still a placeholder until we have actual cars. I'm thinking about it putting the Cozy Cone Motel something over here. And then maybe put some trees and things in front or around this wall so it's not that weird to have the change from this 50s stuff to the Arabian stuff. But we'll see how I'll fix that. This one is 100% sure it's going to stay there. It's mostly decorating the interior of Flo's Cafe that I want to be doing today. And this whole area, or a part of that one, is going to be the drive-in movie theater. This is one of the things I worked on this weekend, especially the turn here. I already have the roads. I made those myself with the Touch of Magic tool that this game has. It allows you to create rugs, doors, tables, chairs, sofas, that kind of thing in the colors you want. And I believe it was on Facebook in the Dreamlight Valley group that I'm not in actually, but I still get to see all the posts anyway because Facebook thinks I want to see it all. I saw people putting down roads and I was like, how did they do that? So I started looking it up, and these are actually just rectangular rugs that they painted black, put some white stripes on it, and ta-da, you've got a road. So that's what I did as well. I actually made the turn twice this week. So I've got a left and a right turn now because I did the wrong one first. And then I was like, well, F it. I'll just keep both of them. I'll probably put some of that in the back here as well once I have the Cozy Cone Motel unlocked. But for now, it will have to do the way it is now. I just saw Eve flying over. And because Wally and Eve are living there, I decided just to put Wally and Eve on the screen. You can actually put any memory that you've unlocked in the game. So, any of these memories. There's quite a few, and there's quite a few I still have to unlock, as you can see. No. Same thing here. I believe the one that's currently on there is even one from these. Yeah, this is one. So you can place any of these on that screen as if that movie is actually playing, which is kind of cool. Hi, Joy. So we have Flo's stuff in front. But you'll see when I go inside, that's where I want to be decorating today. As you can see, nothing has been done yet. So what I will be starting with is expanding every room to max size. They are now allowing us to make them also rectangular in shape instead of square, so I might end up doing that for like one of the side rooms. Also, don't pay attention to this one. It's big. It's just for some reason not showing properly there. But that should be the room over here. And as I said, that's just same size room as the other ones now. So in this case, we already have some furniture in here, but I'll be removing all of that except for the chest. The chest is a is this the biggest size it goes? Okay, it is. Okay. This type of chest is the only chest that if you place one of each in each of your houses or in a biome or anywhere you want, it is connected to all of the same chests all over the game. So anything I place in here, I can then go to another house where I have this chest and I can grab those things over there. So I don't necessarily have to have them in my inventory. So I do try to keep that one at least in each of my houses. But yeah, whenever I start with a new room, if I have inspiration, which I currently have, so yay! I start with the walls and the floors. We now also have ceiling texture, which is completely new and which just seems to be the floor texture. Any floor texture, but then on the ceiling, which is a bit odd. Like, I can put dark marble on the ceiling, which seems very weird. But I think just plaster will do for a diner. Would be nice if we had something like with neon stripes in it, but we don't have that as a flooring. So for now, I think we're just gonna stick with a classic. For the ceiling, wooden ceilings feels weird for a 50s diner. That's way too colorful. That's just weird. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with plaster for the ceiling. Okay, so ceiling checked. Now for floors and wallpaper, I don't really have all that much choice. Mainly because there is very specific ones which are for the team. So there is the V8 Cafe tiles. We of course need to use that. And for the wallpaper, there should be the V8 Cafe wallpaper, which for some reason was showing the wrong texture in the menu. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's already giving us a base to work with. So from here on out, it's just placing materials basically and see if I like it or not. I am gonna see if I can replace this door with something a bit more retro looking. But I have a feeling I don't really have that. They are severely lacking in choices of doors. I do have the basic diamond door that I can technically change into any door I want. As in, I can paint that one in different colors because it's a Touch of Magic item. But it's not really... Yeah, and these are definitely not what we're looking for as well. So we're just going to keep the doors for now. I can move them around if I want to. If I'm like, okay, this door is right in the way of where I want to place a counter or something, I can just move it in the corner. It doesn't matter where I place them or where you place them for anything. So, plaster ceiling, floor, and the walls. So what does a diner need? It needs tables. It needs a... So what I need to do maybe first is go to Scrooge and get a whole bunch of material. Tables and things bought from him, because with just one table, we're not gonna really be doing much at all whatsoever. So let me just go see about going to him. Let's see. Yep. Let's see. Scrooge. I have no clue how many I'm gonna need of any of these pieces. So what I just tend to do is buy random shit. And then we'll see how far I get. Nope, I don't want to buy the table. I wanted to talk to Scrooge.
Thank you kindly.
Scrooge McDuck. Mr. McDuck. Thank you. I'd like to order some items from you, please. Some furniture, please. And we are going to filter first on our retro road trip star path. So it actually gives me mostly the stuff from this star path and not just every single thing. So we want a whole bunch of these. So we got one, so let's go for 20 in total of those. Probably way too much, but that's fine. Gold is one of the easiest things to get in this game. 10 tables. I don't think I'll be using those. I may get a few of these and some of these. And some of these. Like I said, gold is not an issue. A couple of these. Sure, why not? I want to see if I've got some other jukeboxes in the game as well. Because this Inside Out one is nice, but it's not really the vibe that I want for the game for this. So in that case, oh crap, I can't look up jukebox. Now can I? That's a bit annoying. That would be an appliance, I'm gonna guess. Not everything is logical here. So sometimes it takes a bit to find what you are looking for in the right menu. Not what we're looking for. It would have been in here as well. So it seems like those are the only ones we got. I do like the idea of a pinball machine or two in our little 50s diner. That seems very fitting. Would have been more fitting if it was like the gumball machine, but I do believe we do not have that in the game currently. So a bit of those arcadey thingies can be really cool to add as well. Maybe have one of the rooms be an arcade room is what I'm thinking. So I have like skee ball tables, the pinball tables, gachapon machines, those kind of things in one room. Then we have the main dining room. We will do a kitchen. And the last one, I'm not sure yet. But I'm sure I'll get an idea while playing. Let's get some of these. Which are all too modern. I kind of want the Alessi cycle so I can place it outside of the diner. As if it's a motorcyclist that came by. It's the only motorcycle we actually have. Well, no, there's a second one, but the other one looks really silly, so I'm not going to do that one. Okay. So we bought a bunch of stuff. Anything else, I can always just come back, or if it's stuff I can need to craft, I can just very much place a crafting table in the area I'm working, craft it, and then take the crafting table away again. That's how I usually do it. Yep. So can we just appreciate how pretty this looks in the dark? Seriously, the neon light on this cafe is just so well done. Let's quickly place the Elasticycle outside here. Just because we can. Okay. So we need a counter where, you know, orders can be placed on with some stools, which reminds me, I do not know if I have enough of the stools that I was thinking of using. I do not. I only have one of them. Damn, I need to go back to Scrooge. I know I was forgetting something. There is not really a counter that is like perfectly 50s, so I'm gonna have to make do with some of the kitchen counters that are in the game and hope one of them is gonna be what I'm looking for color-wise. I do not believe I can make kitchen cabinets yet, or a kitchen counter yet with Touch of Magic. But I can always try if that is a possibility. I haven't messed around with Touch of Magic all that much yet. So it's definitely going to be interesting if I'm going to use that for it. Furniture all, and we know the thing I'm looking for is from Wreck-It Ralph. So let's see. Wreck-It Ralph, apply filters. It's basically the only bar stool-ish kind of thing we have in the whole game. So let's take a bunch of those. Probably not going to use it, but I want it anyways. Those portraits do seem like they could potentially be something for that. A drink cabinet? Doesn't sound like a bad thing to potentially have, either for the kitchen or behind the counter. I know that wasn't a part of... Oh, there we go. Color-wise, that might actually really fit well for what we're going for. Just need to see shape-wise if it's in the right direction, because we can't turn those around. We have a whole bunch of those, so that would be perfect to place above the counter. I also quickly want to see some more of Remy's stuff. And Oswald as well. We have those. Maybe for in the kitchen, that one could be nice. Let me see. Okay, and there was one other one. Oswald. Where is our buddy Oswald, the lucky rabbit? It's more Art Deco, so it's not entirely what I'm looking for. But it might work for some things. Like this on the wall. Could potentially work. Maybe? Not sure yet. Like I said, a lot of my decorating is literally trial and error. Just take something, place it down, leave it there for a little bit if I'm not 100% sure, or instantly take it away when I'm sure that's not it. And that definitely happens as well. Okay, I think I may now actually have most of the things to start up with. We look so elegant doing this. Okay, there we go. I think now I have everything. Probably don't, but we'll see. So we want to start with a counter. And I'm just gonna use not necessarily filter on specific movie or specific style. Let's see, so this one was the one I was thinking about. But the problem is it's too short. And I don't really have other pieces that are similar to it that I can use to prolong it. And also we can turn stuff, but we can't mirror it, which is kind of annoying. So I could prolong it like this, but then you have this weird angle there, which is not entirely what we want. That could work, actually. Okay. So we have the... That would make that the kitchen. So you can place bar stools all around. We do have the little thingy there, but we're gonna have to live with that. Can go around to go into the kitchen. I like this idea. I'm also going to be very weird. I'm just going to hide this just behind here somewhere, because I kind of want to keep it in this first room. I just don't want to have it inside. That works. It looks silly from the other side, but it works from this side. And this is where you come in, so you're not going to see it, right? Because I don't think I have the food stall counter, but that just feels wrong here. It doesn't really fit what we're going for, whereas this color-wise is, I think, the closest to the retro road trip things. So let's filter out those for now, and then we'll see, because now we have an area here as well where we can place tables. But I should probably place my bar stools first. So we're gonna just filter out stool, bar stool, and place a couple of them. All along. I may, turn them a bit so they're not. Okay, let's start on this side then. That's way too close. One to the side. There we go. For those people with OCD, this is gonna bug the living daylight out of them, I know. But for me, it bugs me when they're, like, looking all the same. Because it wouldn't make sense if they're all facing exactly the same way. Even if there's no actual people gonna come in here to eat or drink, it just wouldn't make sense. So I wanna place tables with the benches along this wall here. So That would mean... I think this far out of... That's annoying. Oh, this is annoying. The table isn't long enough or it's too big. Damn it! Why you do this game? Okay, we're gonna do this differently. What if I do it like this? And you're gonna be like, but Izzy, that's the same? No, it's not gonna be the same. And then on the other side I can place normal chairs. Let's see. But is there gonna be place to put the chairs on the other side? No. Damn it! That's not gonna work either. And the other table, I'm gonna guess, is the exact same size as this one. This is where I don't have OCD, I swear. It just bugs me when things don't necessarily fit exactly the way I have it in mind. Yep. Or should I replace one of those for a chair? No, that just looks weird. Now we have there the corner for maybe the toilet or the arcade. One of the two. And then we still have this whole area to place stuff as well. Let's see how it looks when we're not in furniture mode. That looks okay. Can we actually... No, I can't. I need to leave slightly more space if I actually want to be able to sit. Can I... Now I can move in between. If I place this one over, can I still get in? I can get in between here, and I can't get in between there, so I did not properly. So it feels like I'm moving it 2 spaces over instead of 1. And it feels like there's way too much space in between now. So I guess we will not be sitting in the boots. It just looks visually better if you can't sit in them, basically. It's sad that you won't be able to sit in them, but so be it. If I ever want to use it for like dream snaps or whatever, I can always just fix that by moving it just for the dream snap. There you go. Would have been nice if it would have been one bench. Well, it will do. So the door is going to move over one. And then we are going to look into first placing a jukebox. Because we want a jukebox. We can't have a 50s diner without a jukebox. So we should maybe make a little dance floor area there. And I could go real disco with that, but I don't think that fits the theming because we actually have disco floor in the game, with, as in light up disco floors. But those don't seem right for this. Let's think. So I do want to make at least a little dancing floor area here. But we also definitely want to have more tables. And I'll probably be cooking up some actual food to put on the tables. We can make milkshakes in the game and the likes. Some French fries, that kind of stuff, so we can put those on the table with hamburgers. You know, diner food. Let's go back into the retro road trip stuff. I'm thinking maybe some color switching. No. I don't know if this is gonna look good, but we do have the red color as well. So it's not all the same color. We do a bit of mix and match. That seems okay. Yep, I like it. So, you do still have a door here. But having a door to, for instance, the toilet or whatever right there where people are dancing is maybe not the smartest move. I really want to change those doors, but I really don't have a door that actually looks good to place there. At least not from the ones that I currently have. So let's see how we go about this. Because we do want some more tables. So I am thinking... I was thinking about maybe putting one of those chairs over here. Well, not that far away, because that's way too far. Because I can't... Well, I can sort of do that there. But it just looks weird, so let's not. If I place a table there, we have very little room for dancing. We could do what I was contemplating on the other side, on this side. That way, when you're dancing, you can instantly go sit. Makes sense, right? And then instead of the benches, maybe place some of these over here on this side. These chairs take a lot of space. What if I'm gonna have bought those things for nothing? Nope, that's too low. I am thinking. I know, dangerous Izzy that is thinking. Very, very dangerous. Tables. I kind of want a round table. Hey, Meatball. That's okay. No worries. I haven't done all that much yet. I'm still figuring out how I'm gonna do most of the decorating here. Still working on the first room. I'm thinking I want a round table that matches the vibe of this room. And I don't think I have anything that is gonna match.
A subscriber has arrived on the scene.
Thank you so much for the sub. Oh, my overlay is working. Yay. Well, seeing we don't have those. Yoink, yoink, yoink. This is not gonna fit, is it? It's not gonna fit.
A subscriber has arrived on the scene.
Hello there, Heart. Thank you so much for the sub. And this is not working. How are you guys doing? Hope you're doing alright. I'm trying to recreate a 50s diner, but so far I'm not really having much luck. Benches on this side doesn't fit. I could leave it like this and just have like, okay, you can only sit on one side of the table, or you can just take a bar stool and sit there. That could work, or could I place the chairs there? You know, the semi-ugly ones. And then people can just sit on these. And then the door, the passageway in between is not all too blocked. Let's see when I'm actually walking around if that works. Well, that works. That works actually better than I thought it was going to. And we still have a little bit of space to dance over here if you want to. Do whatever music. Oh, that turned it off. There we go. And then either that door or the other door can go to an arcade. And the other one, the toilet, I guess. So I can make it a tiny little room, so it actually makes more sense as a toilet. As we should probably make a bathroom for a diner. And then the door in the back there can be for the kitchen. We are, however, missing lights. And I know the kind of lights I want. The problem is I don't think I have that in the game. A ceiling fan. Do we have ceiling fans? We have these. No, that doesn't work. Nope, not working. Reset the filters. And I also do not have just ugly, the ugly lighting. I'm not sure if it's called the same in English. In Dutch, we call it TL licht. These long tube-like lights. Got a lot of chandeliers, but that's not really matching to the vibe we're going for. Bubble light is more 60s. Oh, we have these simple ones you can put on the table. It could actually work. At least have some lights on the tables. But we also need some big lights on the ceiling. And for those, I'm currently a bit stuck because I don't really see anything that would fit the vibe we're going for. I mean, the chandeliers are pretty, but it's not really 50s. Not really giving 50s vibe. Neither is this. We need neon lights in the game. Oh, we do have neon lights, but I don't think I have a lot of those. That's the bedside ones. Those could actually look cool on the table. Oh, I need to go to Scrooge. Because those 50s diners, they used to have like these neon signs on the walls and everything. There's only one type in the game currently, unfortunately. But I think it could really work, or to have at least a few of those on the walls. Why didn't I think of those before? I think I'm gonna get the neon Mickeys for the tables instead of the lights that are currently on the table. Nope. Scrooge, get out of there. Get over here now. Out and about. Yes. I want to order some furniture. They should be under lighting. Not necessarily for now, but I do want to make sure I've got a few of those always. I think those could be cute on the tables, like against the wall. There they are. I mean, they're not entirely what we want, but it's better than some of the other shit. These could actually work as well. That's something for outside. Can't use those inside, but I'm gonna make sure I have an extra of each anyways. But yeah, I don't really see something that I'm like, yes, this is very 50s diner-ish when it comes to decoration or lighting, unfortunately. So we are still missing that. I'm gonna guess I'm not gonna find anything in here either. No, we're not gonna put balloons against the ceiling. Oh, yes, that's what I also wanted. Maybe I want to put some art against the walls. If we have some posters or something. Art Deco is not really the vibe we need. Pop art also not really what we need. But might do in a pinch if I don't have anything else. Those are vintage advertising posters, and I believe that those are the only ones we have in the game. Oh. Wait. Didn't I? There. They're mirrors, they're not paintings, but some mirrors on the walls can't hurt. And now let's go back. Yeah, it's not perfectly aligned. Damn it. I'm not gonna mess with that now, because that's gonna take me another hour to get that correct. You go away. And instead get the neons. I was thinking about putting them like here. I don't have menus I can put on the table, so this can work instead. And then we had some neon signs. Oh, that's big. Does that fit? Uh. Should either go with the neon ones or the stars, and I do think the neon ones are better. They seem to fit better than the star. Like I said, a lot of me decorating is literally just placing something and then we'll see if we like it. And after time I will remove it again. Because I end up not liking it. Reset the filters. Where's my art category? Right there. So we definitely want the vintage posters. Which were from... where are they? Oh, there they are. The Wally vintage posters. And seeing those are the only ones that I have that are a bit in style of, you know, 50 vintage thingies. I'm just gonna place them in a few spaces, and if ever I get better ones, I'll just change them out for those. And same thing with these neon signs. Whenever I get other ones, I can just switch them out. These I wanted to place right over the counter. Ah, they're too long to do what I thought. I wish I could hang slightly lower, but we're gonna have to make do with this. And what am I gonna do about light, though? Because we do want some light. Because I ended up not buying lights actually to go on the ceiling. Which is why I went to Scrooge in the first place. Is he, you're dumb. Oh, wow. That's... That's very yellow and actually the kind of light we want. Almost. Yep, I guess we're gonna buy the one. That's one of the lamps I see almost every single day at Scrooge's. And I'm like, I'm never gonna use those, and now I'm gonna be using them. Okay, let's go back to Scrooge and buy a whole bunch of those. Because I do believe that is a smart choice. Ow.
I'm too sad to walk.
Just so you know, I've got some new goods at the store.
Demigod of the wind and sea, hero to all.
Like to order furniture, lighting. I'm coming to buy your most horrible lighting. Are you happy now? I'm finally buying it. And that way I don't have to buy it for a while. Won't probably use them all, but if there's one thing you can get very easily in this game, it's gold anyways. Okay, I kind of want to do something silly. Because I'm giving myself surfer vibe here. Let's surf on the road.
Okay, listen, don't take on too much.
This surfing glider looks so weird if you're not on water. Whee. There we go. We'll figure something out about that. Let's first do the light. Lights. Got this ugly ass thing here. Okay, so this one needs to move. There. Then that has a light, and then maybe a light above the bar. Not entirely centered to the room, but that's okay because we want to keep this slightly dark because of the disco. And also I'm still very tempted to do this. Not inflating, no, it just all. Okay, I need opinions. Should I do the light up dance floor or not? Because it's kind of funny, but I'm not sure if it fits with the whole 50s vibe. Because it's more, you know, disco disco. I could get some more to make it slightly bigger. Gonna leave it there for now. And see what I feel about, how I feel about it. Because it does look a bit silly. We bought a drinks cabinet. Yeah, this one looks too fancy. And this one maybe doesn't look fancy enough. But has drinks in it. I can't put empty glasses on the counter. I can put drinks, however, so I can make some drinks by just putting kitchen thingy down, cook some stuff, and put that on the tables and over there. Yeah. Let's get a cooking implement in here so I can actually cook some food and see how that will look. I kind of do want to place some windows on this side as well. Let's do that first. See if I have some nice windows to put it. Windows. All these windows are too fancy looking. I could want some tall windows like this, maybe? But just straight up top and not curved like that. That just looks silly. That also doesn't look good. No. Also way too fancy. See, this is an issue. We don't have windows in this game that actually fit with this style. We have like all fancy windows. But nothing that I'm like, yep, that works for a diner. This also looks too fancy. These are really small, I believe. Yeah, also doesn't look right. Definitely doesn't look right. I think that's closest we're gonna get to something decent for here. You go away. It's not ideal, but I guess it works. What if I put them on the other side as well? Oh, I can't because I only have one pair. Do, 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 do. Yoink. Hi, Scrooge, we're back. We need stuff. We need windows. Order furniture, windows. I do have windows here that I didn't have anymore, so I wasn't aware that I do have the perfect windows. I doubt it. I do really like these, but they're not really fitting for our current decorating situation. Also not for the current situation. Those might look really cool in a different project I've got in mind. But yeah, all these windows are way too stylish and fancy, and then you want to build a diner and like, yeah, okay, we don't have windows for that.
Thank you kindly.
But to be fair, compared to when I just started this game, we do have a lot more stuff. Let's just surf our way back over. Because surfing on land totally makes sense. Yeah, I kind of like the floor there. Sort of can look outside, but not really. Wait, no, can't. No. I didn't want to pet my beasties. I wanted to go outside. I don't think when I looked outside the window I could actually see what's here. Because that would be... Yeah, no. Guess else I would be seeing the drive-in. Which you still need to build. But these windows actually kind of work. It's not perfect, but it's better than no windows. Okay, so do want to hang one above this door, I think. No, it doesn't really do much lightning noise. I think for now we're just gonna put a cooking thing in here so I can start making some food that is gonna go on the tables. If there's like a type of food that you would be like, okay, that would be perfect for a 50s diner, feel free to let me know in the chat. Because I can cook stuff and then place them actually on the tables or on the counter, like milk. I'm definitely gonna go for milkshakes, burgers, fries, those kind of things. Because those are the classics. Well, that's odd. Just give me a simple stove. Just for now, so I can cook my food and then it can go again. So we're definitely wanting to do the milkshake. Oh, they come in these weird cups. Well, that won't do. Dessert. So I'm pretty sure there was a dessert that looks, you know, like the milkshake comes in the glasses. And not in those cups. Hot cocoa, not really what we're looking for. Very yummy, but not what we want. I mean, I can put some of those ice cream thingies. Pineapple soft serve could definitely work. I mean, root beers, right? Let's make a couple of root beers. This way we're also leveling up my companions. Search, no, dessert, yes, apply. We were at root beer. Okay, root beer, shake, s'mores. So the dessert maybe could work. I thought we had... I'm misremembering something. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing those tall glasses with like ice cream or something in them. That could pass also for milkshakes, but apparently I'm wrong. Which is kind of sad, because that would have looked really cool. Let's put some pies on the counter. And maybe some smaller pieces. We're definitely gonna want an apple pie, right? Only one was enough. Oh well. I'm gonna do some sorbets as well, some different ones. Banana splits, definitely. By the time I get to the non-sweet stuff, the table is already gonna be full. I cannot not have cheesecake. No, 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 no. Yeah, let's go for the waffles. I thought we also actually had pancakes and not just... Oh, I just remembered something. There is this display thing with pastries normally. I don't know if I still have it. I can. I just remembered that that was a thing we have in the game, so there's already some donuts and things in there as well. Maybe you want like a coffee machine on there? I'm not sure what we have coffee machine wise. Not much. I know we have a one from Monsters Inc., but that's really big and bulky and ugly. So I'm not gonna do that. Let's see what else we have. We have a lot of decorations, but there's definitely some stuff that I'm like, we're missing. Some of those things being like just plates, bowls, those kind of things. We have some of it already on shelves. We have shelves we can't do anything with, which is kind of annoying. And I would like something like that, but then just with some pots and pans and things on it. And I know it exists, because I recently used it in a different build I did. Scrooge! Annoying about Scrooge is we can't search by name. I used that in my house. Wait. should be able to look it up in my house and see what it is exactly. Or if I'm misremembering, then it will tell me as well. The one up there. That's one I wanted, and I do believe that's a ratatouille thing. So let's look this up first. Also, my captions are still wonky as fuck, but at least I have some. Scrooge, I'm back.
Marvelous opportunity.
I'd like to order some more crap. And I do believe, like I said, it's from Ratatouille. And if it's not, then I'm gonna have to look through everything. Oh, I can look on kitchen stuff only. They really need to have us do the type searching in here as well. I know a lot of people already said that on the Discord, so I hope they're gonna listen to people about that. Let's get a few more of those. There's a whole bunch of things here that I'm seeing, like, okay, that needs to go in the kitchen, that needs to go in the kitchen, that needs to go in the kitchen we're making. Probably gonna use it for something else. Come on, shelves, where are you? There they are. I just want like one or two to put behind the counter. Also, I already spent almost 1 million of my gold coins that I have.
To make some money.
It's always time to make money for you, Mr. Scrooge. And we're going back. Also, just for those who are keeping track, I've already been at work for more than an hour just for one room. Because that's how long decorating tends to take me. Shelf. Or is it not going to give it because it's shells? Yeah, okay. There we go. Oh, that's kind of sad. I can do up-do. Nobody's ever going to reach the top shelf, but that's fine, right? Do I have a nice clock to go here? No, we don't want a backwards one. Well, now. Oh, Mickey Mouse clock it is. And then we put some food on the counter and some drinks. Put some on the table. We're getting somewhere. Kind of sad that drink-wise, we can't just put wine glasses on the table without having to put like a full placement of plates and everything. Because we have wine glasses, but they're part of. Which is kind of sad. But, let's go make some burgers. I do believe they were under this one. Let's go look for burgers and French fries. We found cheeseburgers. Let's make at least 2. Classic Frankfurter, of course. A crimson burger. I mean, diners over here would have fish and chips. I do like me some fish and chips, so let's make one of those as well. That's a fish burger, that's not a sandwich. Good old-fashioned burgers, there we go. Make 2 of those. Hamburger steak seems like a good one too. I'm gonna have way too much to put on the tables. Royal burger. Apparently seaweed is a vegetable now. Okay. Yeah, here's where the pancakes are. I knew we had some pancakes. Wait, those are the only... Oh, tuna burger. Everything with a burger in the name definitely needs to be done for odds. Can't not have pancakes. And I know there was French fries somewhere. There we go. And I do believe we also have coffee, which we didn't make yet. And by lack of milkshakes, this will have to do. Oh, we got a memory. Yay! Be here. Yes. And no, I'm not gonna sing. I'll spare you guys that. No. Okay, so drop, 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 drop. The secret of placing food on your tables is throwing everything on the ground first. Split those that need to be split. Because else you throw them as a stack. I got way too many of some of this shit. Boop. Split. Split. And split. Drop. 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 So everything is now going to be on the ground, and then I can just start moving them around onto the tables. So this place will look very weird because there will be food everywhere, but nobody eating it. I was thinking about putting the pies on here, but that's just gonna look weird. So the pies are not gonna work. Not like this, at least. So those we're gonna grab and pick up afterwards again. Ah, that doesn't work. Oh, that's sad. Oh, people are eating either a burger or the fries. Not both, I guess. Or they could share the fries, put the fries in the middle. Here, somebody's gonna have the fish. And somebody will have the hot dog. Burger. Burger. Waffle. Pancakes. Well, some people are doing sweet stuff. The other people are eating not so sweet stuff. Hmm. That's even more annoying. So not everybody is gonna have a drink. And as I thought, I made too much food. Yeah. No, that goes with the... So wherever we have Yes, we're putting some fries as well. Okay, so those are things we're gonna be picking back up. Where? No. I had thought they would have fixed by now that you can actually fix like slightly overlapping with the food and with the plates and all that stuff, but apparently they have not. You can have some fries. Whoever is gonna sit here is gonna have a banana split. I made too much food. This table does not have any drinks, so now they do. And I guess we don't have to make food for ourselves for a little while. Oh, and there's another coffee here. I think that looks okay. Well, if we take the stove out, that is. Get that out. Now we just need people sitting here. But unfortunately, that's never gonna happen. But I am happy so far with what I've done today. Oh wait, that one was empty. Let's think. Are we missing something in here? I know I would like to have some more neon signs or posters on the wall, but currently I don't have any that seem to fit. I could look into doing some Touch of Magic posters, maybe? No. I mean, I have basic canvases that I could technically put anything on I want, but it's a canvas, so it becomes more of a painting. And they are fixed in their shape, which is kind of sad. Oh, do you want to have a screen on the wall, TV? Something. Would that fit? TV. Apply filters. All. Place old-timey TV over there. And we also have old-timey radios, but we kind of do already have a jukebox. So maybe a radio would be a bit overkill then. Although if the radio breaks, then we can put on the jukebox. And, well, if the jukebox breaks, we can still put some music on with the radio, right? Because the radio actually allows you to change the music in an area. And usually this would actually be this music, but I was smart enough to turn on the copyright one, the copyright setting, because else I might get into trouble with Disney copyright striking my shit. And I don't want that. Let's think. What else are you missing? Yeah. I'm not sure if I should add something more to this part of the diner. Also, this music is very, very sappy. What else we have? Why does this sound like elevator music? This seems fitting for a diner. I think I'm done with my diner for now. Or at least this room. Unless you guys think there's something missing? If so, feel free to let me know in chat. Except for actual people sitting at the tables. But, you know. So what I want to do... Should be this room. Okay, so my idea is making this into some kind of a bathroom. The only problem is I can't put room dividers. I have room dividers, I don't have walls I can put in. So maybe I should just make this a tiny room and have just one toilet. That could work. Let's go for 6x6. Yes, despite having unlocked the big one, I still need to pay for the smaller version. This still feels too big. Okay. Oh, I went outside. I didn't need to go outside. Three by three. How tiny is this? That's maybe too small. I'm gonna go 6 by 3 then. Are you itchy? Okay. So let's go 6 by 3 and do that. Or 3 by 6, yes. And then what I'm thinking is the door on this side going all the way in the corner here. There. There. And we can have the toilet there, the sink here. Maybe some towels on the side or something. Okay, let's start same way we started earlier. Floor first, floor, ceiling, and walls. I am gonna stick with the same as I did before, so plaster for the ceiling. And I think in wallpaper I'm gonna do the same as well as in the rest of the cafe. Because that just seems like a good idea. If you were wondering, does this game have toilets? Yes, it does. And I even have a choice. With the lid up or with the lid down normally, but apparently I don't have any of the ones with the lid down anymore. So, well, we're gonna be uncivilized and have the lid up. This room looks way too wide for just one toilet. I wish I could make it even smaller, but I can't. So we'll do that. Or shall we use this toilet? This one looks a bit fancier. This one feels better. Let's go for sinks. So we do have some fancy ones like this. Maybe slightly too fancy. That one's a bit too broken. Kind of want something like this one, but slightly less fancy. No. You don't need a double basin because, I mean, it's a toilet sink. Okay, I'm gonna go visit Scrooge again because I have a feeling I'm just missing something here. I have a feeling there's more options for sinks, but I may have used them somewhere else, so I don't have them in stock anymore to actually decorate with. And that's also, again, where it becomes annoying that you can't look up words. But bathroom should work for the one I'm looking for.
Mark me words, a villain and their riches are soon parted.
The weight of life's problems.
Hi, Sadness. Sadness is the most adorable character we currently have in the game. So we're going for bathroom, apply the filters. Don't want one of those mirrors, but I do want to have some of those in stock. Same for this one. We also have toilets like, no, that's too funky for this. I was like, oh, right, we have those toilets as well, but maybe not necessarily the right kind of one to place in a diner. Bathroom. Why would you place bamboo in your bathroom? That's the fanciest sink we already saw earlier. I like the idea of those, but it seemed a bit too fancy for what we're going for. But that seems to be all the choices I've got. It's kind of sad that the mosaic doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling. That could have potentially made it better. Shush again. Match that. Oh, and we do need a light in there as well.
Hope you have a bull market day.
Don't really have a type of sink that I was looking for. I was kind of hoping there was just the sink that you attach to the wall and then the tubing underneath it. But apparently that's not in the game. All of it is always with a cabin underneath. Humph, numph, 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 numph. And let's surf back to Flo's Diner. I do like the fact though that we can now make rooms bigger or smaller depending on what we want to do with them. Because at first we could only make them square. So something like what I'm trying to do now would not have been possible. Shink. That's also way too fancy. Well, I guess we're gonna have a very fancy sink in our toilet. In our bathroom here. As it just looks really cool, this one with the mirror and everything. The other option would be... I'm thinking this one. And then a mirror above it. Or we could go for this one. That's the closest to what I was looking for. Apparently it is a bit leaky though. Reset filters. So we want light in here. If I could do graffiti on the walls, I so would. But that's not really a thing we can do here. Walls feel very empty though. Let's see, is there something cool we could do with the walls here? No, let's not do that. Like maybe this could have some storage of some sort, but that one is just way too big. I have way too much stuff. Do we have something specifically like wall hanging or wall? Yes, we do. We do want a small window in here, I'm gonna guess, because if somebody goes, you know, smelly, smelly, we do want to get rid of that smell. So if I see those, it's maybe a bit too enthusiastic. Could see some shelves with some pots or something standing here. Like just do. Wall shelves are buggered, aren't they? Yes, wall shelves are fully 100% buggered, which is really annoying because those shelves are actually pretty cool because you can actually put stuff on them. Okay, but we do want to put a window in here. Like I said, you do want, you know, some air. Are you going to the toilet? Oh, that's not a logical place to have a window. This window is too low to the ground. I want one that's higher up. That's a big ass window. Where are our broken window? The other windows. We'll have some posters in here as well. These are also set really low. Why? Why would they do this to me? Let's try this. I had hoped for something like this, but then without the coffee on it. Like a thingy with shelves or something. I know it exists. I just need to find it. This one is what I was thinking of. I lost my posters again. Because I accidentally pressed the wrong button. I do believe potion-wise we only have one giant-ass one. We have two giant-ass ones. Maybe a small book pile on there. So people have something to read if they spend a little bit more time on the toilet than intended. A small little room, but you can do your business there. Oh, there's one more thing. I think this one would work. Or these are robes, not towels. I'd hope those were just towels. Don't think we have a towel. Well, no, we do. Izzy, you do have a towel rack. Haha. That way people can dry off their hands. And then maybe a little bin. Of course, I find a whole bunch of shit I don't want to find when I want to find a dustbin. And that's the smallest I have. There we go. A little bathroom all done. This is more 40s than 50s, but I'm kind of starting to like my little diner. And then this room will be the arcade. Now the question becomes, do I want to do that today? Because I am starting to get a bit tired. Or if I'm going to keep that for another time. Or offline. I think I'm going to do the latter and be smart. I haven't streamed for ages, so I should probably just keep an eye on not streaming for too long. Because I can keep going with Dreamlight Valley for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. But I should probably not do that for a first time back streaming. Might be able to stream again tomorrow and continue it then. Or play a different game, because there are some games that I've got planned still that I really want to stream and show off to you guys. That will require a bit more focus, so I do need to be awake for those properly. So that would also be a reason to say, maybe a good time to stop streaming for today. So I can go to bed not too late and then be awake for a next stream without falling asleep halfway through. So I think that is what we're gonna do today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Very much appreciated. As always, I hope you like this little insight in me being very chaotic when I decorate. I know Meatball wanted to see, so I hope I did not disappoint. But yeah. Liking where this is going. I really would like some different wall hangings, but I currently do not really have any that I can think of that would be better to hang on the walls here than these posters and these neon signs. I may look into Touch of Magic a little bit more, see if I can maybe make something like posters or even neon signs, but I doubt that. To hang on the walls here to make it feel even more like, give that more that 50s vibe than these do, but for now it will definitely do. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Thanks for the subs, Heart and Michaela, Meatball. Thank you for the follow, Faye. Very much appreciated as well. Always nice to see new faces in here. So yeah. I'm falling asleep already. So yeah, I definitely should take a break, or at least, no, not even take a break, just go offline and go to bed soon-ish. Did I have anything left to say? Like I said, I may actually decide to stream again tomorrow. If I do, it will definitely be a different game. I'm thinking Lost in Random, Eternal Die, or maybe some Evergreen Heroes Ascension, if I feel like playing it, and if I can poke a friend of mine to join me in that there, because I really want to test my controllers out with those games. I have a couple of other games that I want to test out with my accessibility controllers, so I'm thinking about doing that tomorrow on stream, so with second webcam on again on my hand, so you guys can actually see the controller and see what I do, how those work. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna bid you all good night. Take care of yourself, stay safe out there, and see you guys next time. Bye bye!